locked in.
Look at what we have here, folks.
To the only show that matters.
The cream of the crop.
Duke Loves Rasslin.
And there is no one that does it better than
your host.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
The Duke.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Enough is enough, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Boy, that's how I feel every time I have to come to this show. Every week.
Give me a break.
Every week.
You love, this is the best part of your week, pal.
Boy.
When you get to hang out with the Duke.
That's a sad thought. I'd have a life even sadder than Dingo's life if that was my...
oh, Dingo. I wonder where that guy's been.
Boy, yeah, he went under some rock, didn't he?
Seriously.
It's probably better for everybody that he did.
Well, you probably hurt his feelings.
Well, he was leading a double life.
Oh.
Arguing against himself on Twitter. That takes a special kind of...
Yeah,
that takes a special kind of mania.
That is a skill.
So, the world is... The menace of Dingo, I think, is
some
past.
guy sent me a message and was like, hey, Dingo told me that you have a great show or something like that. I'm saying, is this like a third personality?
That's a real thing. Some people have that.
It's true.
And, this whole Dingo thing might just be an invention. From the get-go.
Yeah.
This could be somebody who was, like, in your past.
Good point.
A real nemesis of yours, unlike the fake nemesis.
Well, it
Nemesis.
could be Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is pretending to be Dingo to try to get back at me.
That is a horrifying mental gymnastic that you're pulling, to think that you're that important. That a guy like Roman Reigns is a successful, wealthy athlete.
He's a punk.
Well,
he's a punk.
He certainly isn't interacting with you, though.
Don't get me started on Roman Reigns. I'm trying to have a good day here, and you're going to ruin my life with this Roman Reigns stuff.
I haven't had a good day since I sat down here, so I don't really care about your day. How about that? Very little do I care.
Whatever, wise guy. Welcome back to Duke Loves Rasslin. I am the Duke, and yes, I do enjoy doing pro wrestler impersonations, and I'm going to keep on doing them no matter what my illustrious co-host, the Boston bad boy Iron Mike Pelosi, says.
Who was that supposed to be, anyway?
Owen Hart. God rest
That was
his
supposed
soul.
to be Owen Hart?
That was Owen Hart.
You're doing a disservice to our long-lost friend.
Don't do
I'm telling
that.
You.
Don't
I'm
do
telling
that.
you.
Owen
You got to
Hart,
work on that.
He appreciates my impersonation of him.
I don't know
okay?
about that. I don't know about that.
That's right.
I would say do a little work.
Don't be disrespectful. What are the top stories in the world of pro wrestling?
Who cares?
We're going to find out during Run the Ropes when I educate this knucklehead over here. Also, international butt kicker Tyra Russamee. She sent a special message, folks. You've been asking for more information about her. Man, she's something else. So we'll get to check that out a little later. Also, the Boston bad boy, he's going to be on his best behavior. I'm sure he's going to say something positive.
What is this? Where are you getting that from?
About my friend Vince McMahon. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But before we get to any of that, Boston bad boy.
Yeah.
I had a strange day today.
I'm surprised. I figure every day of yours is strange.
Well, this one was a little different.
Compared to normal people's lives.
Yeah, I know you've had an exciting week your own self, but listen, I ran into my buddy Alberto, not Alberto Del Rio, a.k.a. Alberto El Patron, not him.
No, of course
not. Alberto the Dragon. I call him the Dragon.
Okay.
This guy is a...
is this a real person?
Yeah, it's a real person.
Okay.
He does martial arts.
All right.
So he's into all this stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
He's always doing stuff, So he's a pretty tough dude. Let's just put that out there.
So I'm sure you're going to open your mouth and besmirch the guy.
I have to. So he and I were discussing wrestling, and he proceeds to tell me that the greatest wrestler of all time, and you'll like this, is John Cena.
Wow.
He actually said that. Alberto.
There's a lot of misinformed people walking around.
100%. And there was another guy, Justin was with him, and he tried to co-sign, but I don't even listen to Justin anyway. But so I told him, no, Ric Flair is the greatest of all time. Don't say that.
Yeah.
This Alberto, the Dragon.
Alberto the Dragon.
Alberto the Dragon proceeds to, he literally jumped to the ground and started doing push-ups on his fingers.
All right.
Literally doing push-ups on his fingers.
For what purpose?
Then he jumps up and he said, John Cena is the greatest wrestler of all time. And just kind of looked at me like he was like squaring up.
Like Fist of Fury.
Absolutely. Listen, let me tell you something. Okay?
Does this guy do the thing where like he takes the wooden post and it's wrapped in rope and then he knife edges his hand like 400 times a day?
Yeah. He was telling me that like there are pressure points in certain parts of your body. He said you could take one finger and hit you there and that would be
Is it like the 5-point exploding heart technique?
Bingo.
Is there any way I could get him to perform that on you?
Well, I think he wants
I disagree with him about John Cena, but anything that could put you in the hospital, I'm all for.
Listen, sir, Alberto, let me tell you something, okay? In front of the entire universe.
Here we go.
Okay?
Sitting safely in the secret location.
Absolutely.
Footnote there.
Absolutely. Notice I didn't say this to him in his face. You may know martial arts, but I do too, okay? I've studied from the Kung Fu master, Mr. Hollywood John Tatum.
What?
Okay? And let me tell you something.
What are you talking about?
I've studied Hollywood John Tatum from Global Wrestling Federation and the UWF.
Studied what? How
Kung
studied?
Fu. Let me show you something, okay? See that? That's it. I do
looked
that.
like when my Italian Nana talks and she moves her hands like this. That's what you did.
That
was not a karate move. That was not a martial arts move.
Look at this again. Well, see how quick that is?
Please stop.
Watch yourself.
All right, please stop doing that.
Okay?
And I see why you wore the tight pants tonight because you're trying to do these moves, and that's very uncomfortable for me.
I'm ready.
I'm very uncomfortable
Alberto
the
Dragon, don't play with me, Jack. I'm telling you right now, Hollywood John Tatum taught me everything he knows.
What did you watch, some YouTube videos or something?
I did. I absolutely did.
Yeah, the only thing you know about martial arts you learned from the Karate Kid.
Yeah, that's
and
wax on, wax off.
It's not gonna. Yeah, there's a lot of wax off going on for you, I think.
Yeah. See, so what's this about your week there? Because I know that you've upset a couple people.
You know what? Here, I'm going to just simply say this,
please.
Okay? Because I think the time has come.
Okay.
And it was brought to my attention that some things that I say in my public persona, in my private persona, has alienated some people and made some people upset with me. You know, and on this show, I tend to get a little heated on things. And I just want to say sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, if anybody has ever been offended by something I said, please feel free to kiss both sides of my ass.
Whoa.
So that's all. No, that's all I wanted to say about this week.
Keep it PG.
Listen,
Jesus.
I don't say anything that I don't stand behind on this show or elsewhere.
Listen, I thought you were going to apologize to all these people you offended. Look at you.
I did.
You just doubled down.
I gave them 10 seconds of my time, and that's about all they get.
Wow. I'm going to call your mother about this. Okay? That's it.
Please do.
I'm going to call your mother.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to call your mother.
Oh, well.
And you already are on thin ice, my friend, because we had a chat.
Don't call my mother, please.
Well,
don't do that.
She's Jamaican.
Yep.
Yep. Very short.
She doesn't play games.
No BS.
She doesn't play games.
So you better watch it, Jack.
Well, I'm trying. Listen, let's stay off the mothers and once again, Alberto the Dragon, watch your back. Run the ropes. It's time to run the ropes. I give my opinion on the top 5 stories in the world of professional wrestling and educate this knucklehead Boston bad boy who's not paying attention.
Listen, the only person that needs education is you picking fights with people who know martial arts.
He was doing push-ups on his fingers.
Yeah, that should tell you something.
I think that was
and it should have worked.
What
the hell's wrong with you?
Who can lift themselves on their fingers? That's a problem, you know. I was very concerned about this, which is why I didn't say anything to him until now, because I had to think about it.
You better think about where they want to send the body at the end of it. I think that's all you need to think about.
Nia Jax takes a leave of absence.
Uh-oh.
Folks, there's a lot of misinformation and scary stuff going on out there, okay? There was an initial report from Pro Wrestling Sheet that stated that Nia Jax walked out on the WWE. But there was some clarification from some of the other publications stating that she requested and was granted a leave of absence. I don't know what's going on, Boston bad boy.
Well, I mean, she's one of the main names.
Yeah. She's The Rock's cousin, you know.
That's right. And so she requests a leave of absence and gets it.
Well, I just hope she's okay. Hope there's no, personal family issues or something like that.
I mean, the McMahons have been less than sympathetic to most people's problems.
Don't do
so that. It's, let's hope that, if she needs it for something legitimate, that she gets it, and they don't try and use this later on to leverage it against her, which they have done before and will probably continue to do.
Listen, this is going to be the show where you're not going to talk negatively about the McMahons, because you went overboard last week.
Listen, if there is ever a show where I don't talk negatively about the McMahons, you can find someone else to sit in this seat, and I'd be more than happy to give it up.
This he's so rude. Jinder Mahal challenges Brock Lesnar. Whew. Boston bad boy.
Yeah.
Since Brock Lesnar is the Universal Champion.
God. Which is stupid, because it doesn't make any sense.
Stop it. And Jinder Mahal is the WWE Champion.
Which makes sense.
The two of them are going to battle each other at Survivor Series.
And the winner will be crowned.
I don't think it's
the
belts
Universal double.
I know.
It's just
bragging rights. Bragging rights.
No, you know what it is? It's just another attempt by Vince McMahon to try and garner some interest in two storylines that he can't reconcile. And instead of having to put some effort into developing some good character and some good storyline, he's just going to throw some top, quote-unquote, top guys around, just as an exhibition and just to waste everybody's time.
Well, do you think Jinder is going to start cutting, like, racist promos on Brock Lesnar?
How?
I don't know.
I mean, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Because Brock Lesnar is just A dude.
Well, he's
a
the
white dude.
All-American guy.
All-American dude.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens, because they had no problem. Vince had no problem dabbling in racial and
Shinsuke.
It was Shinsuke, but even with Jinder himself, dabbling along the lines of culture and religion and all that. So let's see what happens when it's the All-American guy versus the not All-American guy. What happens there? My money is, if anything racial is going to go on, if there's any kind of borderline stuff, it's not going to be coming from Jinder. It's going to be coming the other way.
That would be scary.
It'd be scary. It'd be stupid, but it's in line with what they do and how they run this company lately.
He's on a roll, folks. Nikki Bella posts her best dancing performance with a Disney-themed dance.
I can't believe you watched this show.
Dancing with the Stars, man.
All right. The fact that you watched the Total Bellas
Yes, love that show.
on whatever
and
it's
Total
on.
Divas is about to come back.
Whatever it is. The fact that
Well,
you know
it's two
that
different
is
shows.
it's stupid.
No,
it's stupid.
stop.
It's stupid, and you
Stop.
watch it. You need to
Stop
get a
it.
life.
It's wrestling
The fact
related.
that that's led you down the rabbit hole to watch Dancing with the Stars.
That's right.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Listen, I got to admit something. I'm more interested in Nikki Bella outside of the ring than ever when she's wrestling.
I'm more interested in talking to you outside of this show than I'm ever interested in talking, because you don't know what you're talking about.
I always know what I'm
And the
talking about.
fact that you're watching this gack on television proves that you've completely lost the plot here.
Listen, she's doing well. She might win.
That has no bearing on anything. It's
Sure
stupid.
it does. A wrestler is going to win
It's
Dancing with the Stars.
applesauce for the brain is what it is.
I like
It's just-
applesauce.
If
Cinnamon?
people want to criticize wrestling for being hollow and mindless entertainment, the fact Dancing with the Stars, they ain't seen nothing yet.
You can't dance. That's what your problem is.
Boy, you don't want to see
Okay?
me dance. I will
You're
wreck
absolutely
you.
right.
I will wreck you.
Wreck what?
I will. What we're
You
gonna,
could
you
not
know what?
dance, pal.
What we're gonna do? We're gonna do our own little Duke Loves Rasslin Soul Train line.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
We're gonna have a dance off.
Listen, I can waltz, tango, merengue, salsa,
Oh,
and
I
swing.
like how you put a little
Okay?
merengue.
I
So is
can
that
do
like,
it all.
Is it like Puerto Rico?
That's right.
Puerto Rico.
Oh.
They put a merengue on there.
Good job.
Like you're so cultured.
I am.
You're out of your mind. And I will beat you. I will resurrect Don Cornelius and bring him out here, and he is going to tell you that I'm the best dancer.
Soul Train. Definitely on a roll today, folks. Shawn Michaels to be a special referee. Huh. Listen to this.
Well,
Huh? NXT TakeOver, San
right.
Antonio. Adam Cole versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT Championship.
All right.
Shawn Michaels, special guest referee.
I don't mind that.
He's a trainer in NXT
That's
now,
right.
I know.
And
So,
he's down. He's in that area.
lives
He's from
around
down
there,
there.
yeah,
So
so.
that makes sense.
interesting. Very interesting.
It is. I mean, he's still involved a lot with the back end, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing the training stuff and all
Right.
that.
So maybe he wants to get out there a little bit. Why not?
You
I
know-
have no problem with that, because that's a legitimate guy who's a legitimate trainer who's legitimately involved. He's going in as a ref,
Yep.
just to be part of it. A little nod,
But
maybe to the
he's
fans.
probably going to kick somebody in the match.
Well, why not?
He's going to do it.
Why
you know
not?
he's going to do it.
He should.
Well-
and give the people what they want once in a while.
That's true.
Unlike the current, again, administration at the WWE,
How?
who just likes to do these stupid one-offs that doesn't have any soul, no heart.
How did you do that? How did you take something so positive and turn it into something negative?
Because if you took one moment to think about it, you'd realize it's not all positive. It's just your mental spin on it.
You're just really awful today. The number one story in the world of professional wrestling is Bray Wyatt, Bo Dallas, and JoJo are sick.
I saw you post this, and I didn't. I was going to look into it. Something else better came up.
Viral meningitis.
Whew. That's no joke.
So Bray Wyatt
Yeah.
and Bo Dallas are brothers in real life.
Okay.
And JoJo, allegedly, is Bray Wyatt's
Thing.
something.
Little something.
They all travel together. How about that? They all
I
travel
think
together.
there's a little bit more than traveling going on
hey,
here.
Be nice. So allegedly they have viral meningitis, and they've been off TV recovering from this thing. But there's a big pay-per-view coming up this weekend. So the question is Bray Wyatt going to be there?
Well, I've known people who've had viral meningitis.
Yeah.
And it's not as bad as the bacterial, but it's still pretty serious. And you're out of commission, sort of like a flu in a way, where
Yeah,
you're off your
you're
feet.
weak and all
you're
that.
weak.
Yeah.
So for them to get back into spec for trainings, that's a tight schedule.
Yeah, it's pretty tough.
But I mean, what are they sharing scorpion bowls? What's going on?
I don't
here?
know what's going on.
I mean,
don't wanna
that's
know.
usually comes from the meningitis. People
Yeah,
with
saliva
water
or
fountains,
something. Yeah,
or
yeah.
sharing a glass. I mean, obviously we know Bray Wyatt and JoJo are sharing things, and
Well, yeah.
But I mean, if they're all traveling together, then give me a sippy of tonic.
Sure.
You never know.
Sure.
And then there it goes. So I think that if there was any doubt that there's something going on, but at least between Bray Wyatt and JoJo, I think we've solved that mystery, Dr. House.
Good job, Inspector Gadget. I'll tell you this, though. I'll tell you this. With Bray Wyatt doing the whole Sister Abigail thing, which is really interesting, I don't understand why...
By the way, I was right about that. They're dressing him up as a woman, right?
Yeah, they are.
Okay. I just wanted to make a footnote that I called that.
Yeah.
And the shaming...
He is the Tyler Perry of the WWE right now.
Wait, listen, I'm not going to be that mean to the guy. Well, Tyler Perry is irredeemable, but that's a whole other story.
Well, hey, a big, strong dude beating you up in a dress, I mean, what do you do with that? You can't do anything.
Well, some people pay for that.
Absolutely.
From what I've heard.
Sure. But here's what I don't understand. If the guy has some kind of sickness, why didn't he give it to my nemesis, Roman Reigns?
Why would he?
I would have appreciated
He probably didn't know
that.
he had... You're out of your mind.
I would have appreciated
This
that.
is just as crazy.
So we don't have to see him wrestle.
I mean, the fact that you try to inject Roman Reigns into every conversation,
I can't stand
and
him.
you call me insane.
I can't
and then
stand
you go,
him.
and then you do things like drag other people in, friends of the show, like Myka Madrid. You drag her into the show.
She's not a friend of the show.
Like
she is not a friend of the show.
That's a hardworking person, and a good friend and close ally to
rude.
one of your close friends,
She's
Mr.
rude.
Rudy Boy Gonzalez.
Yeah.
And you drag her in it, and you besmirch her at any
This
turn.
isn't
It
about
makes no
Myka
sense.
Madrid. This isn't about
It
Myka
isn't about
Madrid.
Roman Reigns either, but you and your brain think it has to be.
You know
We're
what?
talking about meningitis.
The both of them are punks.
No, well, all right.
Okay?
Yeah,
How about that?
That's nice.
The both of them
Again,
are punks.
this goes back to you in karate. You can sit there all you want and mouth off with no repercussions.
Alberto the Dragon is a punk too. I'll punk them all.
All right, well,
That's
here's
it.
the thing. So you're going to get retribution not only from Alberto the Dragon, who's
That's
going to
right.
karate chop you to the face.
Probably.
And again, I hope I'm there. But I
Probably.
can't wait until Myka Madrid shows up and folds you in half like a wallet.
Listen, I'm not afraid.
It's going to be
of her.
great. You
I'm
should be
not
afraid of her. You should
okay?
be afraid of her.
So listen, we're not even going to talk about. She's a waste of time, and that's the end of that. That's right. You've heard what I think. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you think I'm a jerk? Maybe something in between? Head over to Facebook. Head over to Twitter. Type in Duke Loves Rasslin and let me know. Why did you have to bring her up?
Well, I'm telling you because it's a sickness with you, I think.
Really?
And I think that you're obsessed and you need to find another pastime because you're only going to be able to get this thing with Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I don't.
It's sad and
he's a punk.
twisted,
He's a
and he'll
punk.
never speak to you in real life. So what you do is you pick on someone who you have their phone number. I know you have their phone number.
Sure.
And you're probably calling them and driving them. It's crazy.
You know what? Put her on the phone right now.
You can't do that.
No, put her on the phone right now. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get that
No.
Myka Madrid on the phone. I'm going to give her a piece of my
This is
mind.
unbelievable.
That's it.
This is Scoot Andrews, the Black Nature Boy, and you're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Hello?
Myka Madrid.
Oh, my God. Person that loves me so much has to talk about me all the time, has to call me now.
That's
Listen.
right. He's obsessed with you, and it's
That's right.
sickening.
Yes.
That's
It's
right.
disgusting. I said she has a life.
Listen.
She is a professional. She has a family. Stop, and he won't stop.
You love every time I say your name on this show. You love it.
Stalker status.
Yeah. Yeah. See that? That's why you keep bragging about it to everybody. Oh, Duke talks about me again. Yeah. Come on.
I think she just might have Stockholm syndrome at this
Yeah,
point.
that's what it is, right? She's starting to sympathize with me.
Myka, how you doing
oh,
tonight?
my God.
Good, how are you doing?
I'm doing so good now that you're here. So Duke has had a lot to say in the past couple of weeks about you. Roman Reigns, not so much because that's just crazy. But you're a real person that we talk to.
No, she's
and he
not.
runs his mouth. And I want you to straighten him out. And if you want to fold him up like a pretzel, I will tell you exactly where he is right now.
I'll sue you, Myka.
How can you sue me? You don't even know where I'm at. I could be right there right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
listen,
right behind
listen,
you.
I apologize for any misunderstanding that we have.
Oh, here
It's a
we
misunderstanding.
go. Boy,
Really? You're going to talk all that nonsense and then you're over here apologizing? Really?
I'm not a fighter, okay? I'm just a guy.
he's the biggest wuss you've ever seen.
No.
His knees are knocking right now. I will tell you that if you want that visual.
She has
he is
muscles.
so afraid.
She has muscles. I have no
You
problem.
better cancel that plane ticket you got me for the red eye tonight then.
No, I still want you because even if he's afraid, it's going to be funnier when he's crying like a little baby and you give him a good pounding.
Let me tell you something, Myka Madrid. Don't you come here, okay?
Don't worry about it.
I will
It's
put
all
out an
taken care
APB on you. Don't come here.
So, Myka, listen, while you're here, we don't want to waste your time 100%, even though Duke has wasted so much time on the show as it is. I was thinking about something. You're in a pretty unique position as a professional wrestler in that you're a mom of a fantastic kid, No Cell Ivy,
No sell Ivy.
who we're big fans of on this show. And now I know you've started taking her to see you wrestle in events. So what's that like being, I mean, obviously a lot of professional wrestlers are parents and stuff, but what's it like having a young child and bringing them into that world?
It's completely different. I never thought I would have...
There goes No sell
There she
Ivy.
is right now.
Yeah, there she is. I know. I just picked her up from school. But no, it's different. And I've had her around ever since she was baby, so she's already used to all the noise and the craziness that goes around with it.
So does she, is she picking up some things that she's going to, like, does she see stuff in wrestling and then try it out around the house?
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, jumping around, flipping around, giving...
Yeah, she does. She gets in the ring and starts doing rolls and wants to do everything that everybody else does.
Look at
the
that.
worst part is she goes to school and she thinks that she can fight with people. I get calls and I'm like, seriously?
Wow.
She's like, oh, my mom does it. I was like, oh my God.
Oh boy, and that's a long, that's a long explanation. Although I am looking forward to the day when she's a bit bigger, and then the Vince McMahon of the South, Rudy Gonzalez, can get arm bars from the both of you. I think that'll be great. I think that'll be very entertaining for everybody all around.
Maybe. She may just be cheerleader. I don't know about that.
Wow.
About that.
Now, wait a second. Now, we know that Brie Bella in the WWE, her and Daniel Bryan just had a baby, little birdie baby there. Do you have any advice for Brie as a new mom, and since you're a mom who's had your child with you every step of the way in the business?
Not really. Just it's a blessing, and as hey, if they can both do it together, that's the only thing is as long as you have that support system, you're able to do anything that you want.
And also, you probably want to write a note to the school letting them know that your kid goes to a lot of wrestling events, and you're not responsible if they.
That's right.
If they start wanting to have fights with people.
Teacher better watch their back.
Yeah, exactly.
Listen, Myka, since we've gotten past our issues, you and I.
No, you haven't.
Like,
you've put them aside.
No.
She's still coming up here to straighten you out, so let's not forget that for the record. But continue, Duke. Please continue.
No, Cell Ivy is a fan of the Duke, so please be nice here. But I got to ask you a question here because there's a lot of things going on in the wrestling world right now where we're starting to see more of an revival of women's wrestling. And even in the big time, WWE, Lucha Underground, what have you, women are headlining some of the top shows. Is this a trend that is going to continue? Do you feel that women can headline pay-per-views and bring in the big money and what have you?
Yeah, I believe so. We have everything that a guy has. We're better looking, but but we can do things too. It's not just guys could only do this or, Well,
what is it? What is specifically do you think that something a woman is better at in the ring than a man is? Perhaps.
Probably, I would say selling more. They could be more dramatic. They could bring more drama. They could more emotion.
Interesting.
Women, of course, women are emotional creatures. Come on.
Well, some men are. Duke is actually crying here because he thinks you might show up. But I think that's an interesting take that maybe some guys are afraid to put that emotion in there, or they're maybe a bit more reserved or not used to going out there and putting themselves way out there, whereas a woman may care less. I don't know. Maybe culturally that's something.
Yeah, to me, I think it's guys' ego. They want to be the cool person. They want to look good. They don't want to do something cool. I don't want to look like a crazy person.
Right. They never want to look bad.
Exactly.
Or perceived to look bad, because it's not necessarily if you have to play, if you're working and you have to be the victim rather than the hero. Some people have a hard time fully playing the victim because they don't want to look weak, even though that's part of the deal.
Right.
So, speaking of that, though, since you're somebody who not only are you a wrestler, but you also help train the next generation of wrestlers, have you ever had any pushback from the guys at the wrestling school when you're trying to teach them something?
With the guys, yes, I have, because I'm a girl. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know exactly what I'm doing because, of course, Rudy's taught me how to do things.
So it's a lot of preconceived notions. So
how do you handle that? Let's say that you have a male wrestler and you're in charge of teaching them how to run the ropes or take a flat back bump or what have you, and he's kind of balking at the idea that this chick is going to show me how to take a bump. How do you get past that point and still maintain your composure as a trainer?
I'll just let him keep doing it wrong, and then whenever he starts hitting his head, for example, if they're taking bumps and he keeps hitting his head, and then all of a sudden he'll stop because, why do I keep hitting my head? Now you want to ask me a question, then yes, I will help you.
Wow.
It's tough love. I like that.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
Some serious attitude there. Is having concussions, and because, everyone's talking about the CTE and all this stuff in relation to different sports, especially football. But, a friend of the show, Big Vito LaGrazzo, he has his promotion, Take a Knee for CTE. Do you feel CTE is starting to become a problem in pro wrestling and is something that maybe the wrestling organization should be more sensitive and look into?
I believe so. It could be yes and no. I think it all depends on how you train, though, too, because you don't want to go to some Joe Blow that doesn't know how to wrestle or teach or train wrestling, you want to go to somebody that actually knows what they're doing, knows their craft.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that too, that training is probably the best preventative to injury, just in general, never mind the CTE. Go to somewhere where you want to go, where people know what they're doing, and get that training, even though it's a lot more work to get it done properly.
And speaking of training, you have one of the hottest feuds going on in the Texas territory right now. You've been feuding with Alexa, one half of the tag team Sugar and Spice with her twin sister Brianna. What's it like being in a feud with somebody who you've helped develop?
It's challenging, but I'm proud of her. I'm not going to tell her that, but I am proud of her because she has been good.
Good thing she doesn't listen to this show.
I know, yeah.
No one listens to this show, so don't worry about it.
That's not true.
People.
Yeah, I'm obviously going to do that. What's so challenging about it?
Well, you say I'm a cheater. You have no idea. Her and her sister, really, they're going to go cheat on me, and you're telling me on that one last match? That was not even nice.
So, Myka, I got to ask you. I don't know anything about wrestling, and for the most part, I don't care. But I know that Texas is a hot spot for wrestling. What do you think that is that makes what you guys do down there in that sort of territory special, and that it's been so successful and continues to be?
There's a few opportunities that you have, and now they're doing this girl sabotage. I'm not sure if you guys heard of it, for all the girl wrestlers in Austin, Texas. So there's more opportunity and stuff out there, and learning more from different people.
So it's sort of a growing community, you think?
Exactly.
Yeah, because, you've had, one of the more successful folks to come out of that territory there, Ember Moon, who wrestled as Goddess Athena.
Yep.
I know that you have Victoria Gonzalez, who's been tearing it up in NXT right now. So, Texas really is a hotbed for pro wrestling, especially the resurgence of women's wrestling. So it's really interesting there. What's this I hear in the rumor mill that you're putting together a stable? Okay, that's what everyone's talking about right now. You and a couple other ladies out there putting together some kind of, potentially putting together some kind of stable here to run wild on the Texas territory.
A stable? Who told you about that?
I have my sources.
Oh, boy.
I have my sources.
He's just looking for trouble is what he's doing.
Listen, she's trying to get a whole gang of ladies together to go beat people up, and I want to know about it.
And I think you're number one on the list, and
because I'm going to run.
I fully back that.
No, I don't back it.
I fully back it.
Tell us the truth. Are you putting together a stable, and who's going to be in it?
All the girls that I have over there at the Texas Wrestling Academy, they're all in this stable. And there's actually not just 4. There's 7.
7.
Wow.
The Magnificent 7. Riding out of Texas to crush you, Duke. No. It's going to be amazing.
Listen. All I need is Sugar and Spice, and I'll be all set.
Please.
So I'm not worried about it. That's right. Now, Myka, if fans want to get in touch with you, let's say if they're interested in some training or if they just want to support the cheating Texas women's champion, Myka Madrid.
What he means is if people want to come down and watch you kick some ass. No, that's really what he's asking.
Well, that too. But how can they reach you there?
You can email me to mykamadrid@yahoo.com, MykaMadrid, or Facebook, Myka Madrid.
And I'm sure Duke has been emailing you and sending you messages because he's crazy.
Wow.
So, if there's anything you want to forward to me.
Weird ones that I get.
Yeah, I'll send it to the experts and I'll forward it to the proper law enforcement.
I email her to let her know to leave me alone. Okay?
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Sure it does.
It doesn't make any sense.
Leave me alone. Okay?
Ladies and gentlemen who are listening to the show, if there's anybody left, Myka Madrid, we'd like to thank you very much for being on the show tonight.
I don't thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
And you're welcome back anytime.
No, you're not.
And you're actually welcome here in person.
Don't come here.
To lay the smackdown on Duke anytime. You just name the time,
Don't
you let me
come
know,
here.
and we'll make it work.
I will let you know.
Awesome. I love it.
So, Duke, whenever I get down there on the red eye tonight, you better watch out because I'm going to kick your ass.
She's very rude. She's very rude.
Well, how many crazy people does she have to deal with? All the time.
The fact that she keeps threatening my well-being, I don't appreciate.
Well, I love the fact that she's got a stable now.
Oh yeah.
That I'm dubbing the Magnificent 7, and they're going to come. They're going to come and get you.
This
and
is ridiculous.
I can't wait. It's going to be
this is so
good.
Ridiculous. You're playing the theme
right from the heart of Texas.
This is
right
ridiculous.
from the Texas. Here they come.
The theme for the Magnificent 7. You're
right
actually
from the
playing
heart
this.
of Texas.
This is
They're
ridiculous.
going to come and kick your butt.
Turn
and
this
I can't
nonsense off.
believe it. It's going to be so much fun to watch.
7
beautiful, talented, ass-kicking ladies.
No.
And you being torn to pieces.
Let me tell you something.
It's going to be so sad. All this whole several years of doing this podcast will all have been worth it to watch that happen.
Yeah.
It really will be an ultimate payoff.
They will never be able to run fast enough to catch me. Okay?
I don't
Just
think so.
remember
I don't
that.
think you've got the speed.
Ever in their
You
life.
might be a sprinter, but I don't know if you've got the endurance for the
I'm
long
fast.
distance.
Usain Bolt got nothing on me. I'm fast. You hear me, Usain?
Yeah.
You have nothing on me.
Here we go again. Yeah, you talk like Usain Bolt is going to respond to you.
You ever try to challenge me in a race, you'll lose, Usain Bolt. Don't ever forget it. Okay?
You're out of your mind.
I'm telling you right now. That's my Jamaican cousin, but I'm going to tell him right now. You cannot run with the Duke. Don't even try it.
When you say stuff like that, you know what I think?
What?
Stupid idiot.
Oh, you're going to start this again.
Well, it's true. And,
Stop it.
you know, Senator McCain always he likes to drop by the show and tell you that you are, in fact,
A stupid idiot.
I don't agree with that at all.
It's true.
All right, please. Up next, the Boston Bad Boy is going to be on his best behavior. I have it on good authority that he's going to say something positive about my good friend Vince McMahon.
Don't you, first of all, don't you try and censor me
listen, pal.
and try and tell me what I can and cannot say.
I'm going to tell you right now. You're going to say something positive about Vince, and that's the end of it. Okay?
I mean, positively have my foot in your ass.
Give
How
me a
about that?
break. But before we get to any of that, folks, you've been asking for it, and we're going to deliver. We have a special message from international wrestling star Tyra Russamee.
This is Tyra Russamee, a.k.a. the baddest woman in Southeast Asia, and this is my story. I grew up as a huge wrestling fan during the Attitude Era. I grew up being told that good things happen to good people. But I came to realize that nice people finish last. I got so fed up that bashing up cutesy things like those pretty girls and pretty boys in the playground became a favorite pastime of mine. I've rearranged several pretty faces from a handful of countries, such as Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, India, Australia, and even the United States of America. You see, it's quite a pleasure to inflict pain onto them, and I love to hear them scream in agony. My biggest rivals in wrestling has been Alexis Lee from Singapore and Mephisto from IWF Russia. Yeah, they're tough. And, okay, they've given me some great matches. But, in the end, they can't measure up to even half the woman Tyra Russamee is. My goal for the future is to return back to the United States and destroy all your favorite pretty wrestlers. So watch your backs, ladies, because I'm coming. This is Tyra Russamee, and that's my story.
Hi, this is James Beard. I'm the Director of Operations for the National Wrestling Alliance, and you're listening to Duke Loves Rasslin.
Wow.
There he is, James Beard.
That's the man right there.
You know, it's funny he mentioned, that made me think of, have you seen the picture of Billy Corgan on the roller coaster?
Don't do this. Why?
Folks, if you haven't seen this picture, Google Billy Corgan roller coaster. The most miserable man ever to set foot at Walt Disney World is Billy Corgan.
Billy's a friend of mine.
No, he's not.
Why are you doing this?
First of all, Billy is a fan of Alex Jones, so that should turn you off right away.
You know.
And Billy's going to ruin the NWA and whatever that legacy that's going to go.
I believe
from
in
there.
Billy Corgan, okay? I believe in
That
him.
makes one. Everybody, hang on, that's one. We got one.
The Smashing
maybe
Pumpkins.
two, because there's Billy Corgan himself and then you, so that's two technically.
Well, hopefully Billy believes in himself because I believe in him. That's right. Boy. Listen, how about that Tyra Russamee?
Yeah.
She's pretty tough.
I like that.
I
like that.
Listen.
That does something for me, I'll tell you.
Fans, I'm going to post a series of photos of Tyra Russamee. She literally likes to rearrange the faces of all the pretty girls and boys in wrestling. And she does it all over the world.
And the best part is, if we have a chance to talk to her, I know for a fact she'll like me more than she likes you, and then she'll rearrange your face as well. So it'll be another person on the list of people who just think that you're ridiculous, and they'll be taking care of you.
Let me tell you something. I can absolutely run faster than her.
You know what's going to happen, by the way, in all of this? That you're going to mouth off everybody, and ironically, in the end, it'll be the Boston Bad Boy that has a promotion full of people who want to kick your ass, and that'll be the whole wrestling promotion. I will rise to the top and unthrone, the ridiculous people who are there right now.
But this is the problem. You forget. I got Sugar and Spice.
I
have Susan Tex Green, which shout out to Tex Green, our good friend. You know, she had her shoulder surgery finally. Yep, she's doing well. She's on the mend, which is fantastic. We love you, Tex.
She is too smart to become involved in anything you're involved with.
She said that she'll fight my battles for me, so I'm not afraid of. And she's pretty tall, so I'm not afraid of anything.
Tall.
She is. Unlike me, she's pretty tall, so I think I'm in good shape.
I don't think you're in good shape about anything, but that's just one guy talking.
Listen, we got to talk about something important here because the fans are starting to really complain about this.
Listen, the show we're late in the hour, and the show is running late, and I don't really care what you have to say or what the fans have to say, to be quite honest.
Our inboxes are full of fans
garbage.
sending in
garbage,
messages,
wasted,
voicemails,
useless,
the whole 9 yards with their questions.
Yeah.
Where are the listener submitted questions?
And if you look through half of those things, as I have, 99% of the questions are, why is Duke still on that show?
Well, I'm pretty sure that's
they
not
say, why is Boston Bad Boy, why is Duke still on your show?
Listen,
he's just a troublemaker. He's a no good, pumped up waste of space.
You are
punk from the gym.
The most hated person on this show. Okay? Literally. That's what it is. People always ask me, why are you so mean? Somebody asked me that today.
Yeah.
They said, why is that guy always making fun of you? And I said, because he's just a mean person.
No, and the reason is because you deserve it.
Oh, is that?
And the reason is it's to shake you out of your mad.
Wow.
Listen, I'm doing you a favor.
Is that what it is?
Listen, everybody. And this goes out to anybody.
They don't like you.
I talked about it
They
earlier
don't
in the
like
show.
you.
What I'm doing is a public service, and you should get on your knees and thank me
please.
for all the work that I put in to make sure you're all straightened out, starting with the
Straightened
Duke.
out. Yeah.
Straightened out.
Give me
Starting
a
with
break.
you.
Listen, I want my listener submitted questions because I appreciate my fans. Okay? So you need to get it together.
Listen, if you appreciated your fans, you'd stop spewing nonsense on this show, and you'd make it something entertaining for them. So until then, I'll make sure this show runs and we get through it like adults. Okay?
Oh, really?
Because otherwise, we're in the weeds.
The same guy who always has something smart to say about my friends, and you're being an adult.
Here's
please.
the thing. You don't have any friends. Let's start with that.
Okay.
So there's nothing for me to be smart
That's not
about.
true, by the way.
Smart about.
That's not true.
I mean, your family still talks to you, so that's good. It's a good start.
That's a start.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. Maybe someday you'll work on a friend or two.
Well, what do you have? If you don't have my listener submitted questions.
The only thing you really have are these imaginary friends in pro wrestling or enemies. You know, your enemies like Roman Reigns or Myka Madrid, or your friends, quote unquote, like Vince McMahon.
That's right.
So I was doing a little thinking because you brought it up earlier, so it's fair game if you bring it up earlier.
Oh, my Buddha. Here we go.
I think there's a lot of strange stuff going on here. And you know, I've talked a lot about the ongoing conspiracies that thread through the WWE. And I think I've come up with something. I think I've come to the top of the pyramid.
Oh, really?
I think this is where it all coalesces. This is where it all comes together.
Stop the presses, folks.
And hear me when I tell you. You brought it up earlier that Nia Jax has asked for a leave of absence. No one knows why, but she was granted the leave of absence. So, thinking about that, it makes me think about other strange situations that are happening, other occurrences. You know, like you see one thing happen, but if you step back, you can see a pattern start to emerge.
Oh, boy.
So, follow me on this. So you get your Nia Jax, which just happened, right? 2 years ago, Ryback leaves because he's sick and tired of the way the company's burying him. So get Ryback. Write this down.
You're gonna bring up Ryback right now.
No, just listen. It's part of the story. So write down Ryback. You get Ryback. Then Cody Rhodes and Brandy, they leave. Okay, that's 3. Austin Aries, last week we mentioned, and him, and then last week we mentioned Neville. There's so many names here, I'm getting confused.
You got a whole list here, huh?
Right. Now Nia Jax takes a leave of absence. Okay, so what is that, 5? So then, in a completely unrelated story, Bray Wyatt, his actual real-life brother, Bo Dallas, and JoJo have meningitis, allegedly, and they are put on the injured reserve or whatever the hell wrestling calls it. They're off the TV. So here you go. You get all these guys, all these big names, men and women, big names that are slowly stepping out of the limelight, asking for mysterious leaves of absence, asking, in the case of Neville, to be released from their contract, and then mysteriously disappearing from television. You got and now this whole meningitis thing, the Nia Jax. Can you see it? I just laid it out for you.
I see
step back and just tell me.
Things that have nothing to do with each other. That's what I see. Nothing to do with each other.
You're very blind, my friend.
I'm already getting frustrated with you.
You know, you were blind, but now you shall see. I will give you the gift of sight.
Oh, here we go.
It's a revolt. It's a people's revolt.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you. Follow me now.
No, I don't want to follow you.
This is good.
I don't want to follow you.
This is good because the facts are all there, okay? People are getting fed up with Vince McMahon and the son-in-law, the doofus, the daughter, the
Stop
son.
that.
The son jumping off and endangering his life off a kid. He ain't even a wrestler. Stop it. It's nonsense and it's insulting to real wrestlers. So they're all taking a step back. They're all organizing. They're all talking to each other. I would bet some money on that.
No.
I would bet money that they're all slowly stepping back. Because they don't have a union. They can't collectively step back because they'd probably get sued. So what they do is they slowly step back. Oh, there's an illness. Oh, I'd like to get out. I got a personal
You sound
thing.
like you've planned this yourself or something. Well, you know so much about this,
See,
huh?
I'm not smart enough to have planned something like that. So here's the best part of this whole thing. Do you know who did plan this whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know who did start to pull top talent
Come
out
on,
of WWE?
Inspector Gadget. Who?
Do you know they pulled the talent, top talent. I'm talking.
We're on the edge of our seat, Inspector Gadget. Who could have possibly pulled all of this together and convinced all of these talents to come together and just, as you say, step back?
Again, I named 5 or 6 people, top talents, who are now mysteriously. These last 2 are kind of mysterious. Who in their right mind could orchestrate such an insane thing for such a big company like the WWE? You want to know who?
Who?
It was me all along.
Vince McMahon. Vincent Q. McMahon.
Are you kidding me right now?
Wait, this is going to blow your mind. Here's how this is working. Here's how this is going to go. It turns out that Vince McMahon is sandbagging these people. He's putting them in a position to leave. He wants them to leave.
Oh, really? He wants to ruin his own company.
Because he doesn't want to leave it to his kids and his snotty doofus son-in-law. Because he is the star of the show in his mind, always has been, and always will be. He is not going to quietly ride off into the night. He is going to sabotage that entire company and walk away laughing, salting the earth behind him as Rome burns.
I just don't
He's
even
out of his
understand.
mind, and he loves a big dramatic play like that. It's Shakespearean. I almost am impressed by him.
Do you understand how sick you are? Like, you're really sick right
telling you.
now. You mean to tell me that you believe that a man who's spent pretty much his entire life building this great company is just going to burn it
inherited
to the
from
ground?
his old man.
Okay, well, stop that right
He inherits
now.
it from his old man.
He purchased it.
He inherits it from his old
He bought
man.
it from his father with his own hard-earned money.
With the money made from the company.
Well,
okay,
so
whatever.
what? He
Oh, yeah,
worked.
that makes a lot of
He
sense.
worked. He was on the payroll. He did his job.
He's still on the payroll.
I'm sure. It's his company.
He thinks it's all a big thing. Don't you see? This is the ultimate, in his mind,
No.
this is the ultimate Carney move.
You've said some crazy stuff.
He's going to listen. The company has come to a peak. They're billing money that they've never billed before. It probably can't go much further than it has. So he says, what I'm going to do is either actively or passively get these top stars to revolt against the WWE because A, I think that's going to be hilarious, and 2, my kids ain't going to get handed everything, and I'm going to go out on top, and he's going to come, again, salt the earth behind him, because he's going to be forced into retirement at some point, and he doesn't like that idea, and he's not going to give it up completely. So he is orchestrating the most insane, self-deprecating takeover of all time.
Vince.
It's absolutely...
Vince, I'm so sorry.
If it wasn't so sick and twisted, it would be absolutely brilliant.
Listen, I'm done with this. I'm completely done with this right now.
I'm done with it because I've just proved...
You're ridiculous.
I just walked you through the whole thing.
I'm really sick
it is
of
what
you
it
right
is.
now. Thank you to Tyra Russamee for joining us. No thank you to Myka Madrid. She's no good. I don't know why she was on the show
Give
today.
it up. Give it up.
Boston Bad Boy has just lost his mind. I got to get out of here because I don't need Vince McMahon calling me up tonight, yelling
wish.
at me
Every night
because
you
of this
dream.
guy.
Every night you dream.
Okay?
Vince McMahon's
Why
gonna
would
call
you
you,
ever
and it's
say
still-
something so
because
ridiculous?
think about it.
Are you kidding
The
me?
man
He's gonna
orchestrated
hurt his
crazy
own
Trump's
company.
ascension
You're
to the
ridiculous.
presidency.